Hey, it's Mary from AwesomeDog.com, and today I'm going to just give you a couple little tips about what search and rescue dogs do, and maybe the differences of some of the different things that they're trained for. Today I'm going to talk about wilderness dogs, which are the ones that work in the woods, like Boogie here. If you look, you see obviously she's out working in the woods. This is right when she had found me on a training mission. Look how happy she is to be doing her job. These are the dogs that would be, like I said, out in the woods, out in the farm fields, out in open areas, maybe on the edge of town, sometimes in town, in a smaller town setting, things like that. Just so you know, these are not the dogs that do the FEMA disaster type work where the buildings get blown up, something like 9/11 or the Oklahoma City bombings. Those working in those structures under those conditions requires a whole different type of training. So normally those dogs on a normal basis would be trained different, doing different types of work. Okay. Let me see. One thing I'm going to talk about real quick is scent discrimination. Now, if you are able to have an article of the person's clothing, or even like if their car is available to get scent off of their car seat, or a hat, a pillowcase, something they wore, if something like that's available, you are very you do very well to use a scent discriminating dog, and these are the dogs that are trained to go after one specific scent. So say when I ran my scent discrimination dog, I would say if I had a pillowcase or hat or whatever, I would show it to the dog, in front of their nose, and I'd give them the command to search, so they would know to look for just that one specific person. Okay, and this is why something like that is important. Especially, say you're on the edge of town or something, and there's a house or a nursing home or whatnot, and here's the house, and here is the trail the person walked on, and something happened to them. Say they're diabetic and didn't have their medicine or whatever reason, they fell out right way out here in the woods. No one can find them. This could easily be a mile or whatever, whatever, but just a quick example. Well, all around the house you have tons of scent. You have the scents. If it's a kid, you have the parents who've probably been out here running all over the place looking for the kid before they even call authorities. That's the normal thing to do. You have probably law enforcement came and started looking and getting things under control, and before they call a search and rescue team, the grandparents, friends and family. You have the mailman who probably came and delivered mail here today. There are a lot of different people sent here. Well, if a lot of these scents too could have been more recent than when this person left, because they could have been running around looking for them, right? So if you bring a dog in that is scent discriminating and knows only to look for this one person's scent, do you see how much time can be saved, because the dog's not running around looking at all of these other people's scent and seeing where are they, who we want. You'd have to get them out here to where nothing else is going on. But if you have, say I can show my dog, here's the pillowcase, this is the person we're looking for, dog's running around, boom, hits it, and can just follow this trail, follow this specific scent out and get this person. It saves a lot of time, and it can, a lot of times in this type of situation, time can be life-saving. It's of an essence. It is a true emergency situation. Okay, and then I'm just going to show you the two basic types of training that's done for wilderness dogs. Like I'm saying in very general terms, okay? The trailing dogs is something you probably see on TV, like the bloodhounds. They're usually trailing dogs, and most any dog will do trailing and can do trailing, but if a dog is only doing trailing, they are going to start on a trail or work and then hit the trail and then follow exactly where that person stepped. Okay, so they're gonna hit this trail and follow, you know. Like I said, this can be a very, very long ways, but they'll just stay with it until they get there. And like, I easily, like when I go hide for bloodhound dogs out in western North Carolina, they'll follow me a couple miles without a problem. You know, it's not for a dog. They can smell a lot better than we can. Okay, just know that. I'm not going to get into details about it, but just know that. So something like this is good for, say, you're at a park, state park, and someone's missing, but their vehicle's there, so you know that they were at that vehicle at some point. So you can start a bloodhound or a trailing dog, you know, up near the door of that vehicle, and they can catch the trail. If you know a place where they exactly were, you can and know that there should be a trail starting there, then a trailing dog is very good. Good trailing dog is a good way and to go, and they can get started on the trail and at least get you a sense of direction of which way the person went, and you can start eliminating a lot of this here. You don't totally eliminate looking down here, but you can start putting resources more out this way if the dog's heading that way. Okay, and then we're going to look at Airscent dogs. And this is great for open areas, great when you don't know where the person might have last been, great in most every situation, really, unless you're right smack dab in the middle of town. It's a lot tougher to do there. But what Airscent dogs do, say this is the trail that the person walked on, and then they're laid out here like we were before. Well, as they're laying there, they're still giving off a lot of scent. All the time, 24/7, you're giving off scent. So the closer you get to the person, the heavier the scent is. But as the wind carries it, scent will flow the way the air goes, right? So just say if the wind is blowing this way, and I'm just trying to keep it real simplistic because there's a lot of variations due to terrain and things like that. I don't want to confuse you, but just say if this was an open field or something, you would have all this scent here, and then as the wind took it or as the air currents took it, you know, it would disperse out, and it actually ends up almost making like a cone. You can see this here. This looks like a cone, and for the way it gets from the person, you know, the wider it gets and the less particles are further apart, I guess is the way I should say it, right? Well, if you're out, you know, just think of you're out looking for this person, and they could be anywhere, okay? To come across just one little trail like this is a lot tougher than to be able to pick up one of these particles away, and you have all this big expansive area where the particles are going to be versus this one little piece of something, okay? So you strategically can work the dog into areas where the scents, where you have a chance to catch some of these particles way out here. Okay, so as the dog comes and they hit it, they're like, whoa! Especially now, these dogs can still be scent discriminating and know who they're looking for, so they're ignoring all the other scent. We're going to stick with that right now. There are different ways to do it, but they get this particle and they're like, whoa! And they start looking, right? And they might even, like this guy, he caught it here, and he's following it. Whoa! There's nothing here, so he'll head back. And it's like, woo, 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 woo. He just starts working it, and he'll get out here, lose it, he'll turn back in. And you'll see the dog work, and you'll see him go wider and then more narrow. And as they get in back and forth, and as that gets more narrow, you know you're getting close. And then boom, dog gets him. It's so cool to watch. I mean, I should try to get a video of this sometime and show it to you. You'll love it. But that is how Airscent dogs work. So they are not even anywhere near the trail most of the time where the person actually was, but they are catching the scent out, you know, where the air currents are getting it and following that in. It's like a big funnel, backwards funnel. And that is how Airscent dogs work. Okay? And there is all kinds of different, like I said, intricacies, but this is some nice basics so you can have an idea of what's going on when you see it in the news sometime. Okay? And I hope you have a great day, and always feel welcome to come visit us at awesomedog.com.